Now, for a long time, I didn't know whether I was going to make this video or not because I wanted it to be proper, not half-baked, not half-assed, a proper tribute to somebody who, in a roundabout way, is kind of responsible for my YouTube career taking off the way it did. And that person is Sabine Schmitz, who passed away very sadly a couple of weeks ago. Sabine was practically born and raised at a circuit where I guess made my virtual name, the Nordschleife, and was an absolute weapon around that circuit. There are so many different videos where people catch glimpses of her in the ring taxi, or even from onboards of races where she took part there. She even won the Nürburgring 24 in her class a couple of times alongside her teammates, but I think most of us can say with honesty that none of us had really heard of her before that one very famous segment on Top Gear. And in that segment, Jeremy Clarkson tried to lap some Jag, I can't remember what it was now, what spec it was, around the Nordschleife tourist circuit in less than 10 minutes. And from memory, he only just did it, something like a 9:59 or something like that. To which Sabine reacted and said, you know what?
I tell you something, I do that lap time in a van.
So a few months later, Top Gear go back with a transit van and say, well, go on then. Off you go. And while she didn't quite beat Jeremy's time around the Nordschleife, the skill on display to get that van anywhere near that time was just apparent for everyone to see. People who were racing fans and people who weren't. Everyone was just in awe of this German racing driver. And for me personally, it was that segment that sort of started off my Can X lap the Nordschleife series, because I just thought it was so interesting seeing what normal or crazy cars can do around this circuit. And I never would have come to that idea, I don't think, without that segment on TV, without that segment on Top Gear. So whilst it is immensely sad that we have lost Sabine, I mean, you only have to look at any automotive Twitter or a Facebook page to see just the hole she's left. I thought for my tribute, I would sort of go back to where I first saw her and where I first saw her drive, and something that inspired me massively, which is to take a Ford Transit to the Nordschleife and see if I can beat that time in a van. Well, here it is, the glorious transit van, just sitting in the tourist layout car park at the moment. You usually see Ferraris and whatnot in here, but I reckon the transit van is probably the sleekest racing machine. So 135 brake horsepower from a diesel engine, which means very, very short shifting. This thing has no power, it's all torque, it's designed to carry things, not to yeet around the Nordschleife. And it weighs around 2 tons, though of course, if you remember from the Top Gear segment, they pretty much took everything they could out of here, including Richard Hammond. And in terms of time to beat, just so you kind of know what we're up against here, Sabine's time, bridge to gantry, which is what we're going to be doing today, was 10 minutes and 8 seconds. My best time, from memory, was something like a 10:38. So a long way off. So I'm going to try and get a bit closer to that. And of course, if we can get under 10 minutes, that's going to be a bit of a heroic effort, but I doubt it's going to happen. Then we do beat Jeremy's time. But to be honest, I'm not bothered either way. It's just nice to do something that I think that will remind people of why Sabine was so well loved. And you know something awesome about this mod is that one, we have the timer that they had on the show just sitting there on the dash, and we're tuned in to Radio 2. Can't wait to get me some of that Jeremy Vine goodness. Right, let's get out there then. I'm using a very appropriate steering wheel today, this open top Momo rim. But putting on now to the Taurus Firearm. And again, given that it's diesel, we want to be shifting around 3,500 RPM at the latest, I think. Also, this thing is kind of oddly wide, so sometimes I hit the wall on the way out here. Hopefully I won't do it, but 10 minutes and 8 seconds to beat, or to get as close as possible to anyway, and with zero practice. I'm getting that out there now. Okay, second gear then. Let's punch it! The Nordschleife in the Ford Transit van. Lego, baby! Let's see what we can do. So it's bridge to gantry, which means that timing starts after we go underneath this bridge, and it stops at the gantry at the start of the back straight here. There you go, up into 6th gear. That's Top Gear already. 110k, so just under over 60 mile an hour, 70 mile an hour now. We're in full transit man territory. At the back of you in the fast lane of the motorway. As we come now to our first kind of braking zone. Now I forget if this thing stops or not. We're about to find out how good the brakes are. Just an ascender in here. Not really going very fast. We haven't really got a scrub of that much speed. Okay, yep. Momentum game in this thing, I remember now. You forget some things, but some things come back easy. To the inside wall, nice, okay. Off to a decent start. Not so bad so far. And yeah, the reason why I thought it would be good to revisit this and come back to this this car, I guess this van and this circuit, this is because tomorrow, when this video is recorded anyway, I go for my first test day in a racing car to get my license so I can race in Praga and Britcar this year. And I doubt I would be in this position right now, set off in this journey, without the Nordschleife Hot Lap series. You know? And ultimately that was started by this, by Sabine absolutely sending a transit van around the green hell. And that got me really interested in doing crazy stuff. It got you guys interested too. So it feels like a kind of good time now, you know, to acknowledge that and get back out there and enjoy the thing that sort of got me moving in the first place. I mean, since that started, I lapped the Nordschleife in real life alongside Nicky Katzberg. I've driven all sorts of crazy cars around here, some with just millions of views now. It's mad how popular that series became as time went on. And I can, you know, pretty safely say it wouldn't have happened without watching this Top Gear segment. So that's sort of where my, you know, what I think when I think of Sabine. And one of the things that I was afraid of when recording this video was that it doesn't feel like a very big link, you know. It just feels like maybe, I don't know, maybe disingenuous to make a video about it, but it is a very genuine connection in my head that those things happen. So yeah, I just found it was right to come and drive again. Nearly 100 mile an hour there. If only we had the Viper. If only we had the Viper, we get to 100 mile an hour. So I'm not sure how the brakes are going to deal with stuff with 100 mile an hour here. Obviously it's flat through here. It's flat pretty much everywhere. Make up most of the time just on the braking. Oh my god, it's heavy. It weighs a lot. And then tucker in, tucker in. A little bit of chunder steer there. I did turn traction control off. These things come with traction control, which is amazing. Again, now down towards the compression. You can see just how even a Top Gear with going downhill here, we're just losing forward momentum all the time. The engine sort of gives up. It's out of puff at this sort of RPM. Oh yes, send it over the curbs. Then the fifth. Yeah, fairly clean lap so far. I'm almost impressed with myself. Oh, get in there. Absolute chungus through this section. It's fantastic. Love a bit of transit. I also love the seating position here. It feels right, doesn't it? Just feels natural. Right, okay. Okay, go up the gears really quickly. There's just loads of torque down there. There's no use revving outside of that, it feels like. Okay, Rebel Tree. How you doing, man? Flat through here. Into the curb. Nice. Oh, just run over the curb a little bit. It doesn't really matter too much because we're in a literal van. So we can just monster the bumps. Let's try and carry that momentum. All the momentum around here. Just try to slow down too much. Try and glide the car and or van through the corners, except here where you should slow down a bit more. Hold it, hold it. It's all right, a little bit of understeer. Just a wee bit of understeer. Oh, the fuel light's coming on too. I did take all the diesel out of this before we started to try and give us the best chance possible. It's already looking fairly unlikely. I mean, we're at 4 minutes already. At this rate, I'd be happy to beat my old time, the 10:38. But we'll wait and see.
3,500 RPM is too late in this.
Okay, easy down here, easy down here. Easy to lock up the brakes. We do have ABS, but even so, you don't want to lean on it too hard. There you go, very nice. This thing's fairly short geared. It's got similar gearing to my Impreza. Oh man, and this is one of the joys of sim racing for me. You know, and something again that I realised after sort of doing this series is that we have this amazing freedom, right, to come out here and do stuff like this. You know, the reason why the transit van around the Nordschleife was so popular when it went on TV is because that sort of stuff didn't really happen before. I mean, sure, people probably drove them around there in their free time, but it wasn't like a big public spectacle as it was then. And it's kind of amazing to see that just sort of build up, and you know, over the years, more and more crazy things go on from there. I mean, if you go to that clip now, I'm fairly sure it has what, 6-7 million views on on YouTube, which is a massive amount of viewership for anything related to cars or the automotive industry. It inspired people to do crazy things, and I can't think of many better causes than that. Although right now I am regretting the transit because we are just on the uphill section. I'm thinking about shifting up gears. Torque. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Okay, we're going to carry it up. No, we're not. Come on. Come on. Just a couple more RPM. There you go. Now we're carrying it. And we're getting now 6 minutes into the lap already. It's not looking good. I don't know, am I even going to beat my old time at this rate? I feel like I've had a fairly good lap so far. Apparently not. Hopefully my editors can make this entertaining. Give him a thumbs up if he has. Come on. Do I want fifth now? I kinda do. Kinda do. There you go. It's really hard to find the swap over point there because sometimes you shift down just to lose more speed, but fifth is the right gear to be in. Unquestionably flat through here, of course. We're just very brave for the bravery corner. Come on, Transit. It's all you, baby. I believe. I don't believe. So now we're coming on to the back end of the circuit, and this is, I say it so many times whenever I drive here, it's just one of my favourite bits of race circuit in the world. It's just, there is nothing quite like, from the first to the second carousel, it's just, there's not a bad corner. It's all amazing. So let's see if we can try and link it up slightly. But mate, we are not going very fast. I'm worried about our time. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Oh, get round there, get round there, get round there, get round there. It feels kind of weird to quick shift for transit, but that's what we agreed to do today. We are not going to get to the line in 2.5 minutes. I can guarantee you that right now. But we're going to give it a shot. Come on. These hills are killing me, man. It's okay, a lot of this is downhill now, so we can make up a bit of time here if we were really brave. Come on, be brave. Channel Sabine. Got to just send her over these curbs here. This curb, no. This curb, yeah, screw it. On here. There you go, nice, and onto this one. Send her through. Now we're moving. Take sixth over here. We're going to shift down, so then carry the torque over the top, then use the weight on the way down. Brake early though, because we've got a big understeery corner here, and we're in a big old transit. Oh, just made that stick. Then we'll go down to fifth here, just because it's a bit slower. And again, understeer city, but we're all for that today. Going to hold fifth up here, YouTube corner. Turning early, let it just drift out wide. Don't scrub the tyres at all. Same for this left-hander up here. Such a bugger. Up on the curb like a champ. Yes, transit. Come on. Right, we've got a minute. It's not looking good. Come on. This last section is fairly full throttle, but we're not going very quick. That's the problem. Double apex, come back for this one. This next apex is just blind, so you've got to turn it in. I hope you don't hit the curb on the inside, otherwise you go boing, and then just crunch that barrier on the outside. Come on, if I can beat a 10:38, I'll be happy, because that was my time from last time out. It shows some progression at least. 30 seconds, come on. Come on now. Absolutely. Oh, we're not going to make this, are we? 15 seconds. No! No! 10 seconds! Oh, we're so far out. We're so far. And oh, there's 10 minutes. Okay, so as long as we get to the gantry in 30 seconds from now, I'll be happy. But it's 10:08 is Sabine's time, so we've missed that time as well. Absolutely smashed by Sabine. Come on. Come on now. 18 seconds till I lose to my other time. Come on, it's right there. Come on. Oh, Jimmy, don't lose. Don't lose to yourself. And we're going to be a bit quicker, 10:35.6, but absolutely smashed by the Queen of the Ring, as I would expect. And this is a great way, I think, to remember someone, by doing something that put a smile on your face and still brings you joy today. It is, as I said earlier, it is so sad that we've lost Sabine this early, but it's amazing that she can be remembered like this, with a smile on your face, and hopefully a smile on your guys' faces too, watching this transit try and take on the Nordschleife, because life's too short not to smile. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you think it was a nice way to remember Sabine. And yeah, I'm not going to tell you the usual stuff. I think it's a bit disrespectful, but take care. Have an awesome day. Rest in peace, Sabine. See you all next time.